is 60 minutes from start to finish. 60 min from start to fin. So here are the flowers we're going to do today. These are called the Pink Pet. It's a hybrid China rose, and it's out of this book, Ultimate Rose. American Rose Society put it out. It's from the year 2000, so it's 25 years old. It's a great book. It's got some really gorgeous pictures in it. Okay, let's get this going. We have a timer, and it's right there. And we're going to time this baby. So I'm going to move my clock over here. Oh, I wanted to show you. So I shot a video last night where I did this in 25 minutes. And I really loved how it felt. I loved like the mood. And I used a gold brush pen and Ohuhu markers. These are water-based. And let me show you the set real quick. There's the set, and I will put everything in the description when the live is over. I wasn't sure what I was going to use today. That's why. So let's get going. I'm just gonna adjust a little bit, make sure that we got a good angle, and let's start. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna start this. Start the timer. There we go. All right. All right, I'm gonna have to move this out of the view of the camera for the moment, or maybe I'll just do that. I'll do that. No, I'm just gonna start. So I'm just gonna loosely do some loose sketches first. I'll put my book over like that. And I'm going to be adding words and art to this. So I am drawing from this picture. I don't really do representational. My stuff is kind of more, I mean, it is, but it's not, it's not realistic, I should say. So, and I usually do like to use, more than one reference. But I have been looking up some of these roses, and some of them I think don't like, they're not, they don't, I don't know if they make them anymore. Countdown timer. I don't think they make them anymore, some of them. So I'm drawing from this book, The Ultimate Rose, and we're going to use Ohuhu water-based markers and brush paint pen. I think I might use gold. I might not use black today. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use, but we're gonna find out as we go. It's kind of going to be, what do I grab and what am I feeling? But I like to just have a little bit of option, but I also like to try to make it so that, it's not like a whole bunch of stuff, so people can join in, or watch the replay, and you can draw along with me on the replay, or you can just watch and find techniques that you like, that you think you might be able to use in your work. You can watch. I've been posting, or I will be posting. I have a bunch of art videos, like Draw With Me style on my channel, but I'm going to be doing, I did one last night, like a type of a video where I time it. I did this last night, and I timed it. It was with the timer on my video, so 25 minutes start to finish. I love that idea, and I think it's great because everybody wants to be creative, but nobody has time. And if we can tighten up, the time frame, then maybe it'll be within the reach of people more. So I am drawing this flower called the Pink Pet Rose, and I'm going to add lettering to it because I like to add words about the roses and stuff like that. So just using a regular pencil, the kind you have in your kitchen drawer right now. And I'm trying not to, and I'm failing right now at drawing them a little on the light side because I'm going to be using these Ohuhu water-based markers. And I'm going to start out with the markers light, with the lightest colors. And I'm going to leave some page white for my highlight. But this is going to be like my darkest light. And it's going to be like an under painting for other colors that I'm going to be laying on top of it too. And you will see it might actually also be some background shadows and stuff too down the road as we get further down. It's 56:15 right now. Let's just do that for now. I like to have the clock in the frame, but I will say that I also want you to have a good view of what I'm doing. I want you to have a good view. Let's do that. And then maybe I'll put the, not gonna work. It's gonna fall. It's gonna fall. Yeah, that's okay. I'm just gonna do that. And then we'll check back in a few with the timer. But so these are the buds. I'm using a photo reference, but I'm going off track from it. I'm not copying it because I don't like to copy one picture. I don't like to use one photo reference because it takes a lot of the creativity out, honestly. I mean, besides the fact that you don't want to copy something of a copywritten work that doesn't belong to you or that you didn't take yourself, it also just, aside from that, it's also more not as exciting, because you got to like be able to have a little fun, have a little imagination in there and not feel like you're sticking to the script all the time like that. And it just removes some of the curiosity factor. It's good for learning for sure, but I also think that some of learning is learning to trust your own intuition as well and your own ideas and stuff. And so much of drawing and painting and art is that curiosity factor and not letting your ego or what you think you're supposed to be doing or how you think it's supposed to be looking get in the way of your experience, because that is like the creativity killer. So try to stay away from that mindset. What's funny is I'm not nuts about this color, but you're not probably going to see this color in the end because it's going to be very covered. So I'm doing a little bit of shading right now. You'll see what I mean. Here we go. The shadows on my reference are strong, and it gives me, like, if you can look at the picture and sort of take out the fact that you're drawing this thing and just look at the lights and the darks, it really brings you into touch with where you want to place your color with your pen or with your paint or whatever. I'm going to get a little wild and just draw in a leaf here with this pen. Hello. Hello, Nick Souther 73. Good morning. I'm drawing roses today. Okay, I'm gonna do actually a little bit here. So there's like this little button in the middle of the rose. So I just want to do a little shadow right around that. And we're gonna pick out, here's my practice paper here. Okay, that's a good one. So I like to start light. I like to work from light to dark. And just filling in, just still getting the shape of this flower down, but I'm not putting any line in yet. Here's where we are time-wise. Still filling in the shadows. See how they're taking shape? I do want to go in with a little bit of green to start with these petals. I mean, not petals, sorry. Oh, it's too dark. I need a lighter one. Let's do a little test here. No, too dark, too dark. That one's okay. We'll use that. I'm not like crazy about this color, but the thing is, these colors are all going to change. They're going to change with what I put them over. Like if you look right there, you see it's darker. Not the same as what you're seeing right out of the pen. And so it's nice to be able to change the colors just simply by blending them, you know. And so I'm curious how many people like a vertical live versus a horizontal live. If you have any thoughts on that, please let me know. Because I've been doing vertical, but you know, most of my content is horizontal. Most of my art content is horizontal. I mean, some of it is vertical, but I mean, in terms of like made for, so a lot of the vertical stuff is stuff that has been, you know, redone for vertical, not made for it in terms of like originally. So I'm curious. Okay, this is a brown. This is actually called potato brown, but it's a really nice little blender color. It gives you a good, these are fun because they're transparent. They're water-based. They don't smell. They don't smell, which is great. And we're going to go in with a line pen down the road. We're 5 minutes. Oh my God, my timer stopped. Uh-oh. Okay. Are we going now? All right. All right. Well, I think I need to chop off a couple minutes off the end if I'm going to be super picky about it because we've been here for a while. And this is the part of the picture where I'm not talking very much because I'm just getting down the roots of it. Thanks for coming. I've been live streaming every morning. And I've been doing roses and flowers this week. But I think I want to branch out. So now I'm doing shadows. Because this guy's sort of facing there. So it's sort of on the side. And then this guy is kind of facing that way, but still center. I am going to go in with some brighter pink in a little bit. This is actually a bud. Okay. You want to see a really nice pink? Here's a really nice pink. Ooh, this is a good one. So I'm putting the pink, this darkest shade value-wise, where you're seeing like shadows. In the flower. And I'm also using it to define some leaves because I haven't put in any actual line yet, besides the pencil, which doesn't count. That's just my guidepost for what I'm doing. And I haven't put the center in. The center of the flower is right here, and it's got some little yellow things in it. What's it called? Pistils or something like that. So here we are, time-wise. I better be careful with that. I don't want to touch it again. I think I could go in and change the amount of time left, but I don't want to mess with it because it's new to me. I haven't been using it for long. I just started using that timer last night. So I don't want to stuff. All right, so we have our flowers down pretty good. I'm gonna do another leaf over here. Oh, you know what I didn't do? This little bud. I want to make sure that there's a little pink on there too to show that that's a little bud. And then we're gonna go in here and put a little leaf in because this guy is sort of springing out from behind this and it looks a little funny. Let's do some of that. And I think I'm gonna experiment with just having a few more little bloom, portion of the bloom there. No extra, no extra. All right, we're gonna go in. Okay, my main little gripe, I guess, with these markers is I'm not like wild about the selection of the green, like the more nature colors. It's a little hard, some of them. But the thing is, they're really transparent, so they're pretty good that they're transparent. I think I'll write this in really light pink first. I'm writing in the lettering now. So I'm gonna figure out, first, see, I'm just gonna make more of the bloom over here just because now I'm thinking about the balance of this whole thing and how I'm gonna put my words in. So I'm gonna do, here is where the title's gonna be here, and then there's gonna be a sidebar here, and then I'm gonna put more information down there. So maybe I'll put like another little flower here. That would be a good idea. Another little one down here. These are so pretty. Like the petals look like um they look like crepe paper kind of, which is really cool. I love those flowers. You don't see them around here very much at all, but I've seen them before. I know I've seen them in real life before, but you just don't see them. My green. So we're going to tie this in. Tie in our, we can't forget that they have these fabulous thorns. Every rose has its thorn. And this is going to look very different when I'm done. Just telling you. Just telling you. It's going to look very, very different when I'm done. If you stick around, you'll see, or if you leave and come back, you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm going to use this to start with. Oh, okay. It's called a pink pet. We're going to write P. Okay. I'm going to use something a little darker because that is just not visible. Put a P. Okay. P. 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 Come around. Come around here. Pink pet. A little flourish on that K. And then, oh, you know what we can do? That. Okay. The pink pet. It's a hybrid china, so we're going to fit that in. Let's see. What do we got for? All right. I want the value to sort of stay. I'm going to put in this little corner here. In this little corner here. We should do like a sun maybe or something like that. Let me hold off on that, and then I'll do what I was going to just do. H. C. China. Okay. And now pink pet hybrid china. And now I'm just building. I'm building my scaffolding here. All right. Introduced much later than many hybrid chinas in 1928. Born 1920. Let's say born 1928, shall we? Because that's just kind of funny. I like that. 19. And then blooms, featuring blooms. Let's do the pink again. Very double blooms. Very double. BL. Oh. Very double blooms. Good choices for growing in containers in colder areas. Okay. Oh, there we go. Containers. Let's put a rose here, shall we? Because I don't really think that that's given me a lot of information. I'm just going to put a flower in the corner because I think that will balance out the composition better than more lettering. I think I want to write that. I should have done a little more research before I came on this live, because then I would have the data points, more data points on this flower that I don't have right now. Here. So like wherever you're feeling like the shadow or depth in your flower, that's where I'm putting the darkest color, because it's going to, that's just defining like the depth. And depth, I mean like the depth perception of the leaves into the center, and also the depth in terms of like front to back. So I'm trying to keep, operative word, trying. I'm trying to keep the page white as my highlight, because I've been challenging myself lately with I've been challenging myself when I'm not using paint pens on the whole. I'm trying not to like just bring them in to do you know, to do highlights, because I'm trying to practice restraint in with my ink, and trying to pay attention to stay totally aware of the page white as my highlight. I think, you know, it's just another way you can like stay present during your work. And, you know, I mean, it's not, I love paint pens, trust me. I have like a million paint pens. I'm a paint pen fanatic, honestly. It's just a practice that I'm just trying out with my live streams this week, what I'm doing, to try to not break out the paint pen, because it's good to just stay you know, it helps you to kind of stay more present. If you really pay attention, and it helps you to sort of listen to what the page is telling you, right? What's the page telling me to do? The page is saying, this is where the highlight is. Don't put ink here. Do not put ink here. This is where you're going to need a highlight. So these pens are cool because, right? You can just layer and layer and layer and layer, which is nice. I love that. And this pink is not my favorite pink, but again, good layering color. Very good layering color. It really does allow you to, you know, produce different effects and have different colors. And okay. So this pen has this tip as well, this little teeny tiny tip, which I don't know if you're going to be able to see. I'm just going to try and draw this little baby here down here with Jupe with this little one. I love this like wrinkly little petals on here. So this is just an experiment because I'm not going to be bringing this little tiny, I'm not going to be bringing this one into the rest of the picture, but we'll be able to see if that even came out on the replay because it's, I didn't know whether that was going to give you like fuzzy or with my phone camera. I don't know. But if it did, then I apologize profusely. We're on 37 minutes left. So, and on my camera it says 32. So I think my timer is like, I think I have like 5 extra minutes on my timer. Which, you know, I guess I'll cross that bridge when I get there, whether or not I feel like I'm going to need that. But I do want to keep this to an hour. And that's for a couple reasons. One, because like live streams longer than an hour tend to drop off. Not viewership necessarily, I mean my internet. And then I just, you know, it just makes sense to keep it shorter. I mean, not that an hour is short, an hour is not short, but thinking about doing like half an hour's. If you have any thoughts on that, let me know. If you would prefer like do a half an hour drawing from start to finish. That is something that I would be interested in potentially doing. Maybe I'll start that tomorrow. I don't know. I was kind of hesitant, but then I made a video last night, which I have to edit it yet, but it's going to be edited minimally. I'm trying to go for minimal editing because editing is like kind of the bane of my existence. Like I edit a lot and I'm just so tired of editing video. It's like I'm never going to keep, you know, producing enough content if I have to edit every video. Like that's just not going to work. So, and I do really enjoy live streaming. So And it actually forces me to do more live art, which is great because I love doing this. I love doing this. I'm going to move you down a little bit just to get a better look at the bottom of the page here. And I apologize for shadows. I'm a lefty, which can make it a little challenging. And I have to be aware that my hand is in the way. I just realized my lighting sucks today. What's going on here? You guys need more light. What am I doing? What's going on with the light? My lighting is horrendous. Hold on. It's always something. It's always like it's always something that you notice, like, you know, way into your live, and you're like, oh shoot. Oops. Yeah, I see another little bud there. Let's do that. Let's do that. Oh, you know what I love to do? I love to use the side of the pen. That is so fun. Like that. And we can make cute little thorns. Okay, this flower was born in 1928. Almost 100 years ago. I wonder if they still make it. Like make the rose. Because they sometimes stop doing these different roses, different rose breeds, or different flower breeds. All right, now, all right, here we go. Okay, we're gonna really zhuzh this up now. Let's see, where are we? Where are we? What are we doing? I'm gonna start bringing in this gold. I'm gonna sit down for this. I'm standing the whole time. Make sure you guys have enough. Okay, good. All right. All right, let's do this. Let's get this going. I actually think I kind of prefer standing for this one. I like the texture of these petals. They're like, they look like crepe paper. If you know what crepe paper is, it's kind of like, crepe paper is kind of like really crinkly tissue paper. And it also looks a little bit like, if you know the material seersucker that you see jackets and clothes made out of, like that are usually worn in the summertime, summer. It's kind of seersuckery, like it's really crinkly and really papery looking. So very cool. So I like this pen because you can get different effects with it. Like, I actually refill it with this ink. It's FW Daleroni Gold ink. And that's what I've been doing. I really need to clean this pen out because it's This ink is actually like acrylic ink, so it's very likely gonna really mess up my pen after a while if I don't start being super good with it and cleaning it out. So I'm gonna do that probably after this live today. So I'm putting the dark. I'm sort of guided by the places where the shadow would be, and I'm also doing some outline. So that's sort of helping to guide me in where to place the little, color blobs, the brush strokes. And then the line is for definition. And then I'm also using it for the center. I like to get a little blop in there. A good little blop. Good little blop is a good thing. And I'm going to use it also, here we go, for the little edges like this of the little buds. I am at the point with this where I'm going to add some water. Just give it a little background action. And we got 26 minutes left. So if you're curious, that's where we are with the timer. So I'm going to try and I'm going to beg this water to dry before I go in with, if I go in with some black, which I still don't know if I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do this background with gold, using the gold paint, the gold ink, acrylic ink, so it's kind of a hybrid too, just like this flower, it's a hybrid. Because I do think I want some more oomph. I want some more think I want some more definition with certain parts of this, so okay, so it's kind of like the sun in the corner, right? Let's go a little over this. And I'm going to leave the letter, I'm going to leave the letters, the whites of the letters inside the closed loops. I'm going to leave that white. I do think I'm going to use something darker for the letters, for some of these letters. So I'm just going to add, I haven't done this guy at all yet. Get this guy done. Some of this guy. I'm getting too precious with this. I got to get a move on. I have 22 minutes left here. 22 minutes left, and I'm being too quiet. I'm used to talking. I'm used to talking, but like more than I'm talking today. I think I threw a couple curveballs at myself today with this one. Definitely lends itself to me being more quiet on the live stream. But so this ink is Daler Rowney. It's called Imitation Gold, and it's really nice. I have one of these. This is a it's a Japanese. I forget the name of the brand. It's the one that you can find that looks like this. I'll see if I can put it in the description. All right, I'm going to try really hard not to smudge here. I'm going to try really hard to stay steady and to not. Ink pet. Tabs. Sun rays, sort of looking sun rays here. That sparkles, sparkles. Ooh, my brush is in a funny position. Okay, so I use this brush. I bought this brush at the art store. When it ran out of ink, I bought this guy. I bought this stuff. FW De La Rowney acrylic ink in imitation gold. And this is how I refill it. It makes quite the mess, I think, for my poor little brush. But I squeeze it, right? See the bubbles? Squeeze it, stick it in, and let go. And, you know, it's not like the perfect method, but, oh, shit. Whoops. Sorry, guys. You want to see what I just did? Look at that. I just spilled a bunch of ink. That's okay. I'm going to shut that. And I'm going to use the rest of that ink here, or not. I guess I'm just not going to have to open it up again. And then We'll clean it up when we're done. We have 20 minutes left. So now I know for sure I'm going to be using a lot more gold in here because I have like a ton of gold on my table right now, just waiting to get used. So this is actually, my indecisiveness just answered the question for me. I was like, let's get crazy now that I have so much ink. Get a little nuts. I'm going to take 1 second and just see if I can splurge up some of this ink because it's like super getting everywhere. Here, I'll show you. Hold on. You got to watch this show. You got to watch the show. So I'm trying to empty that out, and then I'm just going to try and suck up some of this ink. And then when I get off the stream, I can clean my pens off. I actually got a lot of ink on them last night too, and the ink does come off, so that's fine. And honestly, I don't really care anyway if it gets on my pens. Like on the outside of them, I don't really care. But it is a mess, so. There we go. There we go. Getting it. Collecting all the ink I just spilled. Taking all the time out of my drawing time, but that's okay because this is kind of fun. And I'm almost done. I'm going to get helping me to clean it up. So it'll be less later. Oh God, look at all this. Okay, I'm going to shut this. All right, we're going to say goodbye to the FW ink container for now. I'm going to wipe that off a little bit so it doesn't get all sticky, because this stuff, like the pros and cons, okay, it's not ink because it's acrylic ink, so there's some other fillers and things in there that make it acrylic ink, which actually does help if you're worried about your lid getting stuck, because regular straight ink will seal that shut with like no give. I mean, ink, just like straight pigment ink, is very like it will make it so you cannot open that up. Like there's no what I'm looking for. There's no juice in it when it dries, There's no like bounciness to it. There's no way to it doesn't have anything that slips or that's that helps it to like, it's not oily, it's just hard and crusty. That's just hard and crusty, and it won't budge. I mean, you have to like soak it in like boiling water or something. Trust me, I've done it. Back in the day, there were these pens called rapidograph pens, and I was a rapidograph fanatic, and I used them all the time. I have had numerous sets of them in my lifetime. They're basically it's like a teeny little tube, not like how some pens are now. I just don't even know what I would compare it to now, but they're all over the place, I'm sure. In other ways, maybe different materials or whatever, but they were like, you would fill it with ink, kind of like you would fill a brush pen with ink, but the drawing thing was like a thin, tiny little skinny tube of just very skinny. So you would get these really skinny little lines. And I did a lot of like highly detailed. I was really into that for a long time. And as you can see, I've broken myself with that habit because I still like detail, but not like that. Not to do it myself anymore. Not like my bag now. I'm way more expression-y. All right, we're getting there. I mean, we're good here. I don't think I'm gonna actually add more ink to this because I'm very inkful right here. And I also think that it is now very much, it is clear that the star of this show on this piece is the gold ink now. So I'm not gonna overdo it here. I'm just gonna do a little bit more of the highlights to the words. It is kind of fun if you make a big spill because now I'm just using gigantic blobs of gold paint, whereas before I would have been way more. Let me show you. Let me show you. I did this last night, and this is how I would typically use my gold paint, but I have so much of it right now. I'm just going bananas here. And it's actually really fun and freeing, um, but it's a little, I gotta be careful because I don't want to start like getting, I don't want to start getting my finger involved. I'm a lefty. Not good. That would make this a gigantic, you know, unreadable mess. I don't want that. I do want to make these numbers though. And this ink is like, I'm putting it on super thick too. So I typically wouldn't put it on like, I would vary the thickness. I would typically vary the thickness of the paint, but right now I got a lot of it. So let me know if you would like tutorials on how to do this stuff instead of just sitting and watching. Would you like some tutorial videos? Let me know. I mean, this could kind of be construed as that, but it's kind of not because I'm just chatting and I'm telling you some stuff, but it's much more casual than that. And in a tutorial, I would be like, info, sticking to the script. You know what I mean? Sticking to the goals, I should say. Sticking to the goals. All right, I need to look at this as a whole now. I want to see how it's looking. I'll look at the big picture now. Big picture. Okay. At City Hall. Unless it's 10 o'clock. So we are good. We are almost done. And here we go. All right. Hey guys, thanks for coming today. I hope that this was entertaining for you and fun and gave you a little creative jolt. And you will be able to watch the replay. I really hope that you will like and subscribe. I'm trying mightily to grow my YouTube channel. I am doing live streams every day, every morning at 10. So come back tomorrow and maybe I'll be more organized and not spill my ink everywhere. That would be awesome. Oh, look what I forgot. I forgot. All right. I hope you have a great day. Thanks and take care. Stay creative today.